The Fairy Thorn. One fine summer's day in the year 1870, a young man from Lawn, Placentia Bay was making his way home after a visit to the neighbouring town of St. Lawrence. He was about halfway home when he decided to see if the bake apples were ripe. Leaving the road, he walked up a small hill to check out a marsh some distance away. As he crested the hill, he saw below him a fairy circle in the marsh, and there were the little people, all decked out in their green robes and red hats, dancing around and around in circles as fast as their little legs could carry them. The young man from Lawn had often been warned by his family that if you unexpectedly came upon the little people dancing, you stayed perfectly quiet and pretended you hadn't seen them as you stole quietly away. If you spoke or in any way showed that you had seen them, then they could harm you. However, the unexpected sight of the dancers drove the words of warning from the young man's mind, and he clapped his hands and yelled, "Well done!" It was a great mistake, as he soon found to his sorrow. At the sound of his voice, the dancing stopped, and all the little people glared at him angrily. Then an old one, who seemed to be the leader, took something from the pocket of his green robe and threw it at the gaping stranger. He felt a sudden jab of pain in his knee and looked down to see what had caused it, but saw nothing. When he lifted his eyes, all the little people had disappeared. His knee began to ache and throb, and he started to make his way back to the road. He made it home, but his knee swelled up and the pain was almost unbearable. He didn't tell his family about this encounter with the little people because he had forgotten their warning and made his presence known. The knee became so swollen and sore that he went to see a doctor at St. Pierre, but the doctor could find nothing to cause the swelling, and none of the medicine he gave did anything to reduce the young man's discomfort. It was after the visit to the doctor that he confessed about his unexpected encounter with the little people and how the leader had thrown something at him. His family then knew it was a fairy birth, and no human medicine could help. He would have to suffer until the fairies took away the pain. All through winter and spring, the young man suffered. Exactly on the first anniversary of his encounter, a small thorn worked its way out of his knee, and almost immediately the knee began to heal. Needless to say, the young man now had a healthy respect for the little people, and whenever their existence was questioned, the fairy thorn was produced as proof of what they could do to humans who broke the strict code of conduct with the fairies.